Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer, the video game show that is not hosted by a clickbaiting e-beggar. Man, what has happened to YouTube? All the clickbaiting and e-begging is just driving me nuts. That's why I made my channel, because I really hate that crap. So today it's gonna be a pickup video, my pickups that I made when I went up north. I went to San Francisco, went to San Jose before leaving on my trip. So I just wanted to show you guys what I picked up. Went to a couple of retro stores, and I actually got some gifts from my son. So I wanted to show you guys that, and you know, just man, I'm having feelings, man. I'm catching feelings, bros. That's right, I'm packing right now, you know, and I never thought I'd be able to, and I never thought I was going to be packing my video games to put them in storage, you know. But that's what I have to do. I'll be gone for a few months, and I'll be overseas, but hopefully I will send you guys pickups, you know, from over there. But for right now, let's just get to why you're here. So let's get to it. First, here it is. Look at this. PSP. You know, I love my PSP. Got me through some hard times. It was what I was gaming on pretty much during the PS3, Xbox 360 era, as I mentioned before. But this has some cool games that I remember because I didn't get them when they came out, right? I was able to play them afterwards through friends lending them to me, you know, through buying them later on. But I'm glad I have them now. Before EA was the huge company that it is now, they used to make some pretty cool video games that didn't require microtransactions, right? Before the whole industry went that way, south in my opinion. But you know, it's the way of the world now. So, but before that, they did Wing Commander. You guys remember that? I remember reading the magazines. I wanted the game so bad, but of course I couldn't buy it at the time. The same thing with Desert Strike. Now the one I did get to play, right, at a friend's house, and I loved playing this game, was Mutant League Football. And it had football, it had mutants. I mean, what else could you ask for, right? And I was always a big fan of football. You know, that's how I would practice my English when I was younger, by watching football, and that's how I fell in love with football. And to this day, when I'm not gaming, I'm watching sports. I'm a big sports fan. But anyway, it also has a syndicate that I have never played actually, so I look forward to playing that. I don't know how much I'm going to get to play before I leave. I'm out of here in 10 days, so you know that's going to be man, it's going to be rough. I got to move everything, pack everything in 10 days. Now, the other thing I picked up is the GamePro magazine. This is the one that I made the video about, the letter. It's funny, I posted it up in Nintendo's group. This guy was thinking it was clickbait, but it wasn't, man. I found this letter and I read it just like it is here, and you know, it's somebody just left it in this magazine, man, and it made it all through time. Hopefully, you know, someday that dude will watch the video and know that somebody else read that, because apparently he never mailed it. And you know, and I just like having GamePros around. I lost my collection a long time ago. You know, this magazine has a real special place in my heart. It brings back a lot of memories, especially when I see, you know, for example, Gags, which is, you know, a game my son loved and he was really good at before. You know, I could even play it. You know, he's the one showing it to me. And speaking of my son, he got me a couple of things. Now, I know this is not the latest edition of this game, and I don't know how good it is or isn't, but he knows that I like collectibles, and he's in a place where, you know, he comes across stuff. So he got me the Steelbook edition for Assassin's Creed Origins. It's still sealed, never played, and I don't know that I'm gonna get to play it before I leave. That's a sad part about it, right? Because I'm, right now I'm rushing. I have so many things to do before I leave. Now, another thing that he gave me a Nintendo 3DS. This is like a metallic purple. His wife and he and his wife, they don't get to play much. They're really just PC gaming now. And along with the 3DS, I got Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a game that I actually never got into because the thought of me working, in a video game after working 3 jobs in real life was something I couldn't fathom. Maybe someday when I retire, I will consider it, but it is what it is. Now, let's see here. He also gave me a couple more. Such a lucky guy. Now, these games I didn't know. Okay, they came out for the Nintendo Switch. I do have a Switch, but I don't own any of these games. The first one is, look at it there. Yes, Mario Odyssey. I had never played it. I have still never played it as I'm making this video. And it's a couple of the games I want to play when I get on the plane. I'm going to be on the air for approximately 18 hours, so I'm traveling quite a bit, traveling far away for sure. And I'm going to have time to play Odyssey, and the other game that he lent me is Zelda. I have never played that one also, so they're both great games. I know they are. I've seen them. I've only played Breath of the Wild briefly as of right now because, I have so many things to do. But I am so thankful that my son's a gamer, right? And he's able to share these games with me. So that's pretty awesome. The other game, and I put a video on this. If you guys are retro gamers, you guys will probably enjoy this game. It's called... I'll tell you right now. Let me look at the video.
1 hour later.
Slay the Spire, right? And that one's only on Steam. But it's a card battle system game. And when he first told me about it, I wasn't too sold. But once I played it, it was pretty good. And if you guys want to check it out, I made a stream of it. You guys can look at it. It's like $15. So it's a great buy. It's a great buy, and it's entertaining. You can take different routes, and I really enjoy playing the game. Alright. Next, guys, is something that, oh my gosh. These games, one of these games I never had because I never afforded it at the time. 2 of the games I did own at one time, and I ended up trading them in because, my son wanted to get a GameCube, so that's the only way I was able to afford them. So I had to trade them in. But first, I want to show you Star Fox 64. I was a big fan of Star Fox when it came out on the Super Nintendo. I thought it was awesome. I played that game with my son tons of times. We just sit there in front of the TV and play it until we were just exhausted of playing, and we had great times doing that. Star Fox in our family has a very special place, right? At least for my son and I. The next game is a game that when it came out, I saw everybody play, and I know my son wanted it, and unfortunately we could never get it at the time. That's Diddy Kong Racing. It was just one of those things. It just wasn't meant to be for us. We weren't in the situation where we could get it, so I'm glad I'm able to buy it now. And when he's down to visit or I'm up there, I'm going to make sure to bring these along, so he gets to play that game with me on the 64. All right, and last but not least is a game that has a special significance to me because it was one of those Christmases, guys, where I can't say we were not blessed because we had the bills paid. However, that's all we could do is pay the bills, you know, and just that we had very little besides that. It was a very tough time for us. And the only thing I could get for my son, right, of all the games that were there, at Toys R Us, there was this game, Glover. I remember the game being $20. It was on sale. And it was the only thing I could afford on the 64 that we could enjoy that Christmas. Man, and you know, back in the day, we only had the magazines. I remember reading the review on the magazines that were on the rack, and they weren't very kind at the time. I have to tell you, at least the ones I read, they weren't giving it glowing reviews. But it's all I could do, you know. I mean, and I just wanted us to have something to play, you know, something new, even if it wasn't all that great. Yeah, you know, and I remember that it was probably for my kids not the best thing, you know. It's not really what they wanted. They wanted something Mario related, of course, or some of the other games. But you know, I remember them being kind and understanding the situation that we were in, and they enjoyed the game. And now, you know, all these years later, right, you know, 20 years later, whatever it is, it's a long time, we were talking about it, and I asked my son, hey, do you remember this game? And he was like, oh, Glover. And you know, he made the best of it. You know, he made the best of Glover. It's not necessarily what he wanted or what anybody wanted, but you know, they sat down and enjoyed it and made the best of it. And I remember, you know, being thankful for having kids that didn't complain about what they didn't have. You know, because they felt for the old man, right? They knew I was working a few jobs and trying to put food on the table. So, you know, that's why this game is special to me. And one of the reasons I tell people not to pay too much attention to game ratings, everybody has their opinion, right, about any game, right? Some of these games to you might suck. You hate them for whatever reason. But even a game that may not have a great rating might hold a special sentimental value to you. And that's what Glover is to me. You know, it just takes me back to that time. It doesn't mean I'm going to play this game every day or anything, but some of these games we have a connection to, whether it's in our childhood or, you know, things that we went through life, and that's what I tend to collect. I collect games that mean something to me because I had them, or mean something to me because I could never get them and I really wanted them, you know, and I got to play them in other ways. Well, guys, those are the pickups, and this is going to be the last pickup video I'm going to do and before I leave. You know, once I'm on the trip, if I'm able to find stuff out in the different countries that I go to, I'll be more than happy to post them, or, you know, do a live stream or whatever. But man, I am really feeling it right now. It's crunch time. There's 10 days left. I have to move my whole apartment. I have to put everything in storage, even my beloved games, which are, you know, the only material thing that actually means anything to me. So, well, that's it for the video. Remember what I always tell you, never ever be afraid to be happy, and I will catch you on the next one. See you soon. Take care.